Hi, this is Steve Fuster. I'm going to take you through a short video just to explain a simple invoice analysis dashboard on top of some Xero data. Just going to, as you can see on the screen here, I've got Business Backbone web page up. If you're interested in using the early adopters program, you can move across to the Digger page off Business Backbone and go through the sign-up process. The sign-up process will take you into the application and allow you to set up clients. I'm just going to move across to this tab here where you can see I've logged in as my signed up user, and you can also see a list of the clients that I've configured in Business Backbone and to which application they're currently configured. So you can see here in my little data set that I've got RQ Services here, which is currently a Xero accounting client. So I'm going to show you the reporting on top of that data set. If I just minimise my browser here, I'm going to open up Office and Excel 2013, and I'm also going to open up one of our templates. So I've got a clean invoice analysis template that we can use and provide to you. And what this has done, this has just got some pre-built connections to various tabs here, which I'll explain as we go through. So within Excel, I log in as the same user that I've just logged in as via the web, and what we'll be able to see here when I do that is a list of my clients that I have configured within Business Backbone. So here I can see a list of exactly the same clients. I'm going to pick out RQ Services, and that indicates to me that that is a Xero client. I'm then going to pull out the three pieces of information that I need to perform my invoice analysis. So I'm interested in bringing contacts in from that particular Xero company. So you can see it's loaded the Xero data. I'm also interested in bringing in the invoice headers, which has now come into the system, and I'm also interested in bringing in the invoice line items so that we can do some analysis on products if we need to. So I've now got my data in from Xero. What I'm going to do here is just use some standard Excel functionality. There's a number of ways in which you can use that, and I'm going to summarise with a pivot table. So I'm going to use my data that I brought in and use a standard functionality called pivot table. I'm also going to use this pivot table across multiple tables. So by ticking this box here, it will allow me to use all of the data that I brought in. So at this point, it's created me a new pivot table configuration screen. I can minimise my Backbone task pane now just for the time being. And what I can do here, if I click on all, is I can see all of the data sets that I've now got available. So I'm going to do a very simple analysis of by company. I'm just going to pull out the name of the company. I'm also going to get my invoice value. So I'm just going to scroll down here. You can see we've got all of the fields from Xero provided. I'm just going to get, in fact actually let's go for our subtotal. So we'll go for the net amount. Okay, so immediately I can see the sum of all invoices by the relevant company. I'll just do a little bit of tidying up in here, and I'll just bring in the standard again. I'll just bring in the number format as currency. What I then want to start to do is interrogate this data. So what I might want to do is start to filter by certain things, especially on invoices. With it being a single ledger in Xero, there's two key elements that we probably want to filter with to start with. So I can use standard functionality within pivot tables here to do that, just by dragging the field into filters. Within 2013, we also have this concept of slicers. So if I just take the menu option here to insert a slicer, it gives me access to all the fields. I'm just going to select from invoices. I'm just going to do, we'll pick up type first of all, and click on OK. And you can see it's now brought in a selection box that allows me to filter between accounts receivable and accounts payable. Okay, so just by clicking on the relevant slicer, it will automatically filter the data for me. What's also useful in this particular occasion as well, if I go back to the Analyze element here, I can also insert another slicer, and what's relevant at this point is that I also want the status of the invoice. So by selecting status, I've now got my two selections. So you can see here I've now got accounts receivable, or my sales invoices selected. I might only want to see those that are still outstanding. So I click on Authorize, and I've now got my shortened list. I might want to put that into descending order, so I'll just click on Data and Sort Order, and we might also want to link that to a pivot pivot chart as well. So again, link it to the pivot table. That chart will do us for the time being. So I'll just put that one down here. I've now got some analysis of all the invoices from that particular Xero client. I could go back and select another client if I wanted to and use exactly the same dashboard. What I'm going to do here is also just show you that in updating my selections, accounts payable, what we've got authorised and also what we've got paid, everything's updating real time. So here I can see my dashboards between the two different ones, filtered from accounts payable, accounts receivable, as required. And I could now go and add other selections. I can bring other fields into here, I can bring the months in, etc. Or I might want to start getting to formatting so that I can submit this to a client. So we can start to pick up different formats that Excel provides. I might also want to just tidy up the sheet itself. In that if I take off in here, I'll just take off the grid lines, and I can start to put in headings, etc. So I can go into a tab and just say invoice analysis. Okay, so that's a quick short video just to explain how we can build dashboards very quickly on your accounting data with Business Backbone and with the capability to go across all of your clients. If you've got any questions, please drop me a line at steve@businessbackbone.co.uk. Other than that, thank you very much for your time.